Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new TV show review here on Max Talks Movies. And today, after its 10-episode run on Apple TV Plus, it's a good time to stop and talk about Platonic on Apple TV Plus. My name is Max Sinnerberg. Welcome to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do these types of TV show reviews, movie rankings, and box office breakdown shows weekly. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. First of all, have you even heard of Platonic? Did it get you excited to go watch the show and binge it? Were you waiting to binge the show? Or if you've even seen the show, did you like it, not like it? Do you want to see a season 2? Again, no spoilers actually for this review. Please like the video, the thumbs up button. Platonic, as I just said, finished up its 10-episode run on Apple TV. This will be no spoilers. So let's get into the plot synopsis of the show. The show is from creator Nicholas Stoller, who directs 7 of the 10 episodes this season of the show. And he is the creator and wrote all 10 episodes of the show. This is not the first time Stoller is working with any of these actors, as he was the one who directed both Neighbors films, which starred Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne as a couple. In both those films, really good comedies in my opinion. So this one, again, this show stars Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen. Rose Byrne plays the character of Sylvia, who is a stay-at-home mom, used to be a lawyer. Her husband, Charlie, played by Luke McFarlane, is still a lawyer, and she is a stay-at-home mom who takes care of her 3 kids. Seth Rogen is her former best friend, Will, who's a beer enthusiast, who is a person who runs a beer area in the area. Will is getting over a divorce, and the reason why Will and Sylvia used to be best friends is because Sylvia was against Will of marrying his now ex-wife. So after hearing that Will has divorced the wife that Sylvia was against, Sylvia and Will reconnect. And it's, again, the show's called Platonic, which means a man and a woman in a friendship, not anything romantically, as the show goes through both the ups and the downs of their lives, them supporting each other, them fighting each other, and other characters thinking that this seems to be more than a regular friendship, while they see it as a regular friendship. So that is the show, Platonic. Let's get my positives and negatives, and then I'll give you my score. By far and away, the best aspect of the show is the chemistry between Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen. Now, they, for me, had a great chemistry all the way back to the first Neighbors film, which is crazy now, 9 years ago. But the two of them have fantastic chemistry. And the reason why the show works is that, yes, while Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne have phenomenal chemistry, this has to do with the writing, but really has to do with the performances. You never get a sense that these two characters are like each other romantically. Again, Sylvia is married in the show, and while she definitely has her ups and downs with her husband, both of them are very loyal to each other, and they just love each other a lot. But obviously, it is sketchy for the husband to see that Sylvia is spending more time with another man than her own husband. I think that's where a lot of the conflict kind of comes with the show. But the reason why the show really works is because Sylvia and Will never feel like they're even close to being in a romantic relationship. And that's the point of the show. It's platonic. And I think this is a show that I was really shocked has never really been made. People, even now, when you go to college, and I think really when you get above college, people find it weird to have your closest friend be of the other gender and it not being romantic. Again, I grew up never really having a lot of friends that are girls really until high school. And I thought it was a really breath of fresh air to see a show have 2 people of different genders be really close friends, like really, really close friends, but not romantic. And I think if that's exactly the show I wanted, I was really surprised by how much they really delivered on the title of the show, Platonic. And that really does come down to Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen. Byrne really is, and might be like the lead of the show. She's fantastic in this show, really from start to finish. She is all over the place. She's trying to figure out if being a stay-at-home mom is something that she wants to do, if she's done being a stay-at-home mom and just wanting to actually work. her not really understanding how this could be a bit off for her husband to see her hang out with another man this closely. Rose Byrne brings a lot of good stuff in this show. Seth Rogen, for me, is my favorite character on this show. Will goes through a lot of stuff, and whenever he goes through, like, he needs to talk to someone, he goes to Sylvia. And I think the reconnection really works in the beginning couple episodes of the show. And I think Rogen brings the majority of the comedy into the show. There's also times where the show knows who Seth Rogen is, and there will be times where the comedy itself could just be him laughing. And that, for me, got me to chuckle as well. But for me, what really makes the show watchable is the chemistry between Byrne and Rogen, and really the writing making it very clear from the beginning episode until the 10th episode that there's no hint of romantic. That's not a plot line at all. These are two best friends trying to get through their life situations. It's a pleasant watch. Each of the episodes are 30 minutes long. And it's a really easy watch. I either chuckle or laugh throughout all of the episodes. And it's just a pleasant show. I think a lot of people, when they watch TV now, and very similar to where we watch really more than TV now than Oscars, is they feel like if you're watching a show that doesn't get nominated, well, it's not worth watching. I do think this is a show worth watching because it's a pleasant show about nice people just trying to be friends with each other. Yes, there's conflicts that go on, but I think it's an authentic, relatable show, especially for adults. It is TV mature. There is a lot of cursing in the show, but it's a pleasant show. And I think a lot of people out there want these dark, serious, or just Emmy-worthy shows. I think while this might not be an awards threat at all, as it wasn't in the Emmys run, this is just a pleasant watch that I really do hope gets renewed, because I do love, again, really watching Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne act together. There are some negatives with the show. I think the first half of the show is excellent, but I think the show goes downhill the more episodes they go, especially the back half of the show. It feels like Platonic ran out of ideas towards the back half of the show with the conflicts that are going on. Characters make completely out of character decisions in the last 4 or 5 episodes of the show that leads to conflict. And for me, it just comes out of nowhere. And I feel like the writers kind of ran out of ideas or making up conflicts on the go for the show to reach a 10-episode limit. There's even a time where Sylvia and Will have an argument. And for me, it just felt like it came out of nowhere, where the writers were kind of like, we don't really know how to get to a place where Sylvia and Will don't like each other for a bit. And they kind of threw this out here, and it just didn't really make any sense. I think when the show has pleasant, makes sense conflict, the show really works. But I think at times the show just throws at you a conflict and has characters do things that they were not set up to do in the first half of the show. And they kind of just do it for the sake of tension and conflict between particular characters. And for me, it just wasn't that interesting. Especially, I really think episodes 6 through 9 are okay at best for me. There's also a couple characters that I think are just missed the mark from a comedic point of view. It's not the actor's fault. The character of Omar is a character who I thought was funny in the first 1 or 2 episodes, but the bit that Omar has throughout the entire season was actually kind of annoying to me. Wasn't that interesting? Just like the Reggie character as well. Andy was a character I wasn't a big fan of early, but his relationship with Katie, played by Carla Gallo, who's also from the Both Neighbors films, both of them had great chemistry, and they were a great addition to the show as well. Overall, not too much. This is not a very deep show. It's a very easy watch. This is one of the greatest shows you'll see all year. Definitely not. But for me, it's a pleasant watch of 2 likable, charismatic actors who have magnetic chemistry together. I think if you like Neighbors 1 and 2 and you like the 2 of them together, definitely go watch Platonic on Apple TV Plus. I'm going to give the show a 3.5 out of 5. I am going to go 65% for Platonic on Apple TV. Let me know your thoughts on the show in the comment section down below. See you guys soon.